He's playing defensive football, they're conceding. He's playing expansive football, they're conceding 5. What do you want? What is this? What am I watching? Oh, God. I usually, sort of script my videos out, have a bit of an idea of what I'm doing. But today I'm just talking. I'm just gonna talk. I'm not happy. It's safe to say that Spurs this season has capitulated. What looked like such a great start to the season, thought we had a really good transfer window. We were top of the league, and it's just all come tumbling down. It's gone from bad to worse. Some people blame Mourinho. Can't blame them. Some people blame the board. Some people blame the players. But why can't it just be everyone? Mourinho, as I said, the football hasn't been great. He's shown signs of being stubborn. I've seen repeated errors of sitting back against a team after you take a lead and conceding. He's looked to struggle. At times, the team has struggled with motivation, and you kind of have to put that down to a manager, but this is just poor. And at times, you know what? I can't even blame him. The players in the squad are just not good enough. There's some kind of misconception that the players at this club are Champions League level, that they're top quality. There's some kind of myth that there's like 2 good players in every position at this club, and that that a manager with this team should be achieving much more, and they should be achieving more than 8th place. But how much more do you really expect? There are players in this squad that let Pochettino down. When our best manager in the Premier League era, there are players that let him down, and now they're letting Mourinho down. And you're gonna still blame Mourinho for that? There are players that should not be playing for this football club. Okay? I'm not gonna attack any of these guys, I don't do that, okay? But I'm just gonna say the fact of the matter. Harry Winks, not good enough. If you saw what he did against Everton, oh my lord. And that is just the cherry on top of what has been a grotesque and disgusting cake. I really, really like Harry Winks, man. I really wanted it to work, the academy lad. He's a Spurs fan, been there since he's 5, but there are levels, and he's not good enough. That is the facts. He's not good enough. And Dier, the professional breakdancer turned footballer, who seems to be having a competition with himself for Howler of the Season. How is he starting for this football club? He's been bad since 2017. He's not good. He's not good. He's good in periods, but there's always a howler in him, and you cannot depend on players like that. He's turning 27 soon. If he hasn't already, he's not going to grow out of this. This has been a part of his game for as far as we can remember, and it's not going to go anytime soon. I'm tired of watching Eric Dier defend, man. I can't, man. I can't. He has to go. Out. He's not even homegrown because he lived in Portugal for like his teenage years. Eric Dier, I had such high hopes for Eric Dier. In 2016, when he was in DM and that double pivot with Moussa and Dembele, I thought he was going to be incredible. I thought he was going to be a world beater. Manchester United came in for him at one point, and in retrospect, we should have just sold. But again, you can't tell the future. Eric Dier is stagnated. He's not improved in the past 4 or 5 years. He's not improved as a footballer. And it's a shame, because after the start of the season, I thought he'd finally turned a corner. I thought Mourinho had finally revitalized him, as a defender, as a center back. I thought maybe there's shouts he could start for England, but he's just not good enough. A leopard never, ever changes its spots, man. That's what he's shown me. Davinson Sanchez, I'm not going to go in too deep on him because he's still 24, and as a defender, 24 is young. You can still grow out of these things. He has a howler very often as well, but there's potential there, and I will give him time. Maybe he should go out on loan. I don't think he should be starting for us. I don't think he's good enough right now. There might be potential there. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of watching Davinson Sanchez play. But he did score two against Everton. So maybe he should go up front. Maybe he can start up front, you know? Vinicius doesn't seem to have any trust for Mourinho, so just stick Davinson Sanchez as a backup striker. I don't care, man. There's just so many. There's so many to think about. There's Lucas, who just gives the ball away so much, but he also creates so little. So it's a no-win situation. He's a good dribbler, but he can't control the ball. What? He hasn't been good since Ajax, and I will always, always respect him. I will always love him and appreciate him for that moment he gave me in my life with that hat trick against Ajax. That is incredible. And that's probably the best individual game I've ever seen from a Spurs player, personally, myself. And I will always have respect for him for that. But he has to go. He hasn't been good for a long time now. He hasn't been good enough. And I'm just telling you the facts. He wasn't good in 2019, but a lot of people weren't good in 2019. But he hasn't been good, and he hasn't upped his game. He scored like 5 goals in the league over the past 2 seasons. It's just no. He has to go. And Lamella's a weird one, because, like, he is a bit of a passion merchant, but, you know, every once in a while he has a bit of quality, and, to be honest, he wouldn't be the first to go for me. I think he does have to go. I don't think he's good enough as well for depth. I don't think he's quite good enough. But he wouldn't be the first one out. This list could go on forever. There's Doherty, who's just come in but has looked absolutely atrocious. But again, he's just come in. But he's turning 29 and he's supposed to be Premier League proven. This isn't a give it time kind of signing, you know? There's just so much, you know. Lo Celso just can't stay fit. Alderweireld has gone off a cliff. He is way past his prime. Lloris is just, I thought he was a new man, but he's just had error after error recently. There is so much wrong with this squad. This squad is stale. The majority of the players in the squad were in the squad in 2015, you know? Pochettino, the man, the miracle worker. He wanted a rebuild. He wasn't given a rebuild, and he was sacked because those players let him down. And those same players are giving Mourinho a lot of trouble. All I'm saying is that if Jose Mourinho isn't instilling a winning mentality into you, who will? There are times where my patience with Mourinho is drawn very thin. I've been very annoyed. A lot of football I've watched. The Liverpool game especially was very frustrating. And then to go and lose to Brighton after, the fact that he's made us completely reliant on Harry Kane, which wasn't the case under Pochettino. The Ajax game, there was no Kane. Manchester City in the Champions League, no Kane. We tended to have a very good record in the Premier League under Pochettino when Kane didn't play. But the importance that Mourinho was put in the system, with Kane being basically our main goal scorer, alongside, you know, obviously Son, and our main creative outlet, we are lost when he doesn't play. And it's clear there is no plan when he's not on the pitch. We just don't know what to do. Now, you could argue, maybe Lo Celso, there's no Lo Celso, which is fair, but Lo Celso isn't fit half the time, so you kind of have to plan without him. He almost has to be kind of a luxury, you know? When he's fit, he'll play and he'll add, but we have to plan without him, because that's what seems to be the case. Unfortunately, is that he's just always injured. Kane has an injury in him pretty much every season, guaranteed, for the past 4 or 5 years. And you're going to build a team around him? I just don't understand that. You have to have a plan B, and from what I've seen so far, it has not been good enough. I'm going to say it. I think Mourinho's always been planning for next season. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I listened to the press conferences when we were doing well, and there were parallels with Chelsea last season before they went to win the league. People are saying that this is Mourinho's second season. It kind of is, but it also isn't. And Mourinho's never taken over halfway through a season before. So that first season is a bit of an anomaly. I'm not going to say you can't count it, but it's not really, I don't think Mourinho sees it as his first season, because it's not his first full season, if that makes sense. So I think that we will see the best of us next season. And it's so awful that we're in February and we already have to be doing the whole next season talk. It's so frustrating because we still have a final. But the way we've been playing recently, Do you back us against Manchester City? Do you think we're winning anything this season the way we're playing football? I would be very, very surprised. And obviously, finally, anything's possible. But I have to look at it in the here and now. And what I've seen has been poor. And it hasn't given me anything to look forward to. The rebuild, it didn't come under Pochettino. But it has to come this summer. There are players who have to go, okay? We have to sign new players. We have to reinforce. And I don't care if it's a COVID window. If this board wants to be serious and actually achieve things as a football club, we need to buy. We need to buy what Mourinho wants. We need to make this into a team of Mourinho's image. Because I know you're not going to sack Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is Levy's dream manager. He's not going to get sacked. So if you're not going to sack him, you better back him. That's it. I don't want to hear any, Mourinho wanted this player, but the board chose not to because of money. We lost out on Skriniar last summer because the board was stingy. And yes, we had a decent window. We brought in some good players, or so we thought. The only really good signings seemed to be Højbjerg and Reguilon, and Doherty's been a massive, massive stinker. Joe Hart, does he even count? And Rodin is one for the future, and it's embarrassing that he's had to be given this much pressure already when he's come from the championship. It's a project. You have to give him time. But our center backs have been so appalling this whole season. They've been so appalling that he's had no chance. And then he's made mistakes too. As much as I've been frustrated with Mourinho at times this season, imagine the frustration of having to pick a center back pairing for Tottenham Hotspur. Imagine. What are you going to do? It's a lose-lose. Mourinho's trying everything. He's playing defensive football. They're conceding. He's playing expansive football. They are conceding 5. What do you want? What is this? What am I watching? Oh, God. This is a big summer for Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. I think Kane stays. I don't think Son really wants to leave, but I think Kane stays this summer. Yeah. And if we don't spend this summer, if we don't try and actually create a team this summer, then I fear for the long-term future of this football club. I fear for the management of this club. I fear for the leadership, because I know, or I hope, I really hope, and I've been led to believe at least, that Daniel Levy has a plan and he wants the success of this club long term. And obviously he wants the success of the club as a business asset. But I hope that he has the best interest of the club as a football outfit as well. I hope that this board wants to see Spurs win trophies and win Premier Leagues, become a force in the championship. I hope the goal isn't just make as much money as possible. I think we're going to get a window into that this summer, because this summer is big. It's a big, big summer. There's so much deadwood at this club. There's so much turnover needed. And if it doesn't happen, we're screwed. We're going to go through a golden age where we don't even win anything. All I can do is hope, and I don't like what I'm seeing. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Remember to like the video if you like the video. Press that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Follow my Twitch. The link's going to be in the description. And if you really enjoyed watching me suffer, there's more where that came from. See ya.